procedures for reservation quickly. Although the majority of reservations will be taken by the reservation department, it is the responsibility of all front office clerks to accept, amend, or cancel any reservations outside the normal hours of operation of the reservation department. This simply means that even the front office people should know how to take reservations, whether the reservation department people are available or not. The details of all reservations, amendments, or cancellations must be fully completed on the appropriate form at all times, enabling the reservations department to maintain an accurate control over the hotel's availability at all times. It is important that the room availability is checked prior to accepting a reservation to avoid the situation of overblocking or suite times. I'm sure this is clear, right? So that means that even sales, before you take reservations, what are you supposed to do? Availability. We have had an ugly experience here. We took 3 reservations with payment, not just reservations, with payment for 1 hall. They nearly sued us to court. Do you understand? 3, were you around them? 3 reservations with payment. What did we miss at that point? Thank you. So can you see how serious this can be? It's a simple thing, but it's very important. Imagine if they sued us to court. I hope you know they would have won. Because you collected money. And you're supposed to provide. So such carelessness, we cannot pardon. No matter what. Even if the person is in a hurry and they're putting you under pressure to say, yes, just a moment, ma'am. I will have to check first and get back to you. Let me check. So availability check is important. It's important that it is checked, whether it's room or hall, or even you've accepted somebody to come and do birthday in the restaurant, then you forgot and took another one for that same day. It's a problem. So you can tell the person the restaurant is already fully booked. How about another venue? So check availability first. Now this is a procedure when taking reservations. Obtain the reservation form. Reference attached. So we have a form. We have a reference. We have a reservation form. It's here. Yes, but do we have anyone we are using now?
No, we don't.
So what do you use in taking reservations?
We are live on Opera, so we enter it.
No, so you're talking with the person on the phone. You're jotting it. So that means we should make provision for that form.
The form will be at the time now that we're going to have a reservation. So the form will be
Okay. I understand. So the form will be made available now that we are having the reservation. This is not the one you're supposed to attend. It's yesterday's one for F&B.
So the letter will also help the units to review the just like discussed in the other
Okay, so now we are going to have a form. You're hearing that, right? So that while you are talking, you're taking down the important information. It's not the person has finished calling and all you got is name and sex. Then the call ends. You now come back. Sorry, sir, I forgot to ask you, what day did you say you're coming in? So I'm very sure that the form will help us obtain all details of the reservations, arrival dates, departure dates or number of nights, rate agreement, the group to which the reservation belongs, if it's a group reservation. Now, this is when sales, if sales people are now giving you the reservation, you have to get all this information. The rate agreement, the group to which the reservation belongs. Is that clear? Alright, so there's a reservation form that we will now implement. I think that reservation form will be applicable to just front office. You would have to adapt seats to suit F&B department. Alright, reservation for F&B department. I'm very sure I came across that form, but just in case we have not gotten to the point of teaching that one, just use this form and modify it for F&B reservations. Are we clear here?
Yes.
Room type required. You can see that's very important. Because if you don't do that and the person asks you for executive, meanwhile when the person came, he was checked into deluxe. a lot of confusion. So the room type, if the closeout shows that no rooms of the type required are available, you will have to sell another type, unless you have been given authority to oversell beyond the ceiling set by the management of that type. Whenever possible, upsell the room type to a higher rate type. You understand what this means?
Yes.
If Dulux is fully booked, what will you do?
Sell executive.
Sell executive. Right? Yes. But what this is saying now is, if it's upselling is not possible, you would have to get approval from FOM, right? To upgrade. That's just what it means, rather than lose. So a room type is not available, you upsell. The full name, family name, first name, and middle name, if possible. How do I do with middle name?
If possible.
Okay, so just get the full name. And I think sometimes if you want to ask the person, how would you like to be addressed? Yes, if you want to ask, how would you like to be addressed?
We discussed that yesterday.
Or private line number. Because the person may be calling you with a number that he or she is not using. Don't hope that you will get the number from that phone. Just ask the number you would like us to reach or contact you with. Write it down in the form. Arrival time is also important. The time that the room will hold until departure. The normal release time is 6 p.m. unless the caller wishes to guarantee his booking in case of late arrival. This is quite technical. The caller must be advised that in the event of non-arrival, one night room charge will be posted. Obtain flight details and or approximate arrival times if possible. Let me explain what this is talking about. You have to inform the person about your arrival time. What time is arrival? 2 o'clock, right? And you have to tell the person the arrival is 2 o'clock. Is that not so? But that if by 6 p.m. we don't see you, we can sell our room. We can release. So the person should know your arrival time and your room release time. But if the person tells you, I am very sure of coming, do you understand? Whether it is 4 p.m. or whether it is 6 p.m. or whether it is 7 p.m., I am sure that I will arrive, then you will have to request forward payments. Is that not so? Because it's payment that will now confirm that whether you arrive or not, we will keep the room. But it's just reservations, right? We will release the room, we will sell it. I don't know if you understand what we are explaining here. So it's at that point you let the person know, because somebody can come by 8 p.m. and start shouting, but I made reservation. You did not tell him. Did you tell the person? But if it's our custom here that you inform the person clearly, so are you aware that our arrival time is 2 p.m. and if by 6 p.m. you are not around, we would have to release the room. You have to sell the room. And they say, no, I'm very sure, then you have to pay. And if you pay and you don't arrive, the money has gone. That is, we have to explain all that. So you see, therefore, the scripts are becoming plenty. The scripts are becoming many that we need to have.
If the reservation form will have these details.
Yes, we have these details, but how they will ask it and how they will say it is also important. How they will ask it and how they will say it is also very important. So we don't sound rude. Let us sound like people who are friendly, who are firm, and who are professional. So the way you ask it, are you aware, sir? Do you understand? In a pampering way, if by 6 p.m. you are not around, we will release the room. But if you want us to keep the room, no matter your arrival time, then you're expected to pay 100%. So your payment confirms, do you understand, that the room is reserved. And even if you don't come, you will be charged for that room, no refund. So we have to have a way of explaining that to them. This is very important. And if you don't tell them at the beginning, that's where you can cause problem for the hotel. Because they'll say, you didn't tell me. You did not tell me. So how do we know if they were really told? Who wishes to guarantee the reservation, you must obtain full details of the credit card. This one does not work here. Our own is money. It's true now. Collect full details of credit card. It's not applicable. Or authorization from the company, provided they have an account with the hotel. This one now has to do with organizations that we have partnership with. We can take their reservations without money, right? we just ask them the important details. But for somebody who is a cash guest and the person wants to confirm the reservation, he has to do transfer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
You confirm and you know that this reservation is booked. Because we've had cases where people make reservation and they tell you they didn't come. You should give them back their money. The problem is from our reservation. I've had that experience. So we need to tell them our cancellation policy. And if you pay, we have confirmed whether you come or you don't come. I think first night is taken automatic, whether you come or you don't come, because we have reserved it for you. So we have people who do business with it. Let me tell you. Maybe the company wants to sponsor them and they made payment, they'll come and tell you, we did not sleep, give us back our money. It was serious business here in Crispan. So this is when we can stop that from happening. Alright? Let them know that once you have paid and you don't show, we must take that 1 day money. Is that not what we call no show?
Yes.
Billing instructions. Ask the caller how the account will be settled. If the account is to be sent to the company, advise the caller that we require a written or telex confirmation authorization. This is mainly for the group people, right? So, corporate guests, we have to emphasize that you must get credit approval from the FC before you give the front office reservations. So, does that now mean that the salespeople reservation will have to go through the reservation unit?
It can. Once they confirm any reservation,
so for it to be organized and through one, I think it should still be through the reservation unit. So whether cash guests, whether corporates, let it be the reservation. If there's even cancellation, let it still be through the reservation. The reservation will now communicate to all the partners, adjustments and amendments. Now, record all details on the reservation forms. Reconfirm the reservation details either by email or fax. Reservation, you're seeing that, right? Reconfirm first on the phone. Then, if there is need, you send email, especially the salespeople, you send email to them. Enter the reservation. That's where you now pass it on to front office or colleagues. They will enter the reservation. Don't allow them to wait till tomorrow. It should be entered. Record the confirmation number on the reservation form. Sign and date the reservation form. Fill the reservation in the respective correspondence file. So we have the reservation form. It has to be signed. Then it's entered. Reservation is taken. Opera is what we're using. It should be entered that same day. Amending a reservation. There are times that you need to amend. Obtain the reservation amendment form. Do we have that? Amendment form. I think we should. Obtain all relevant details, original arrival and departure dates, amended arrival and departure dates, guest name, company name, name and telephone number, and any other comments with regards to the amendment. Oh, because my flight was cancelled, or I just gave birth, I cannot come. Get those information. It's still the reservation. So even when there's amendment in your own unit, you're supposed to bring the attention. You're supposed to talk to the reservation department, and they are the ones that will make these amendments. Record all details of the amendments on the form. Reconfirm the details. Did I go back?
No.
It's still the same thing. Okay, sign and date the amendment form. Yes. Change the relevant details on the original reservation. Obtain the original reservation correspondence. That is meaning you should retrieve. That's just what it means, right? Retrieve the information. Attach the reservation amendment form to the existing correspondence of the original booking. File the reservation in the respective correspondence file. So amendments. So that means we have the reservation form, we have amendment form, and now this is cancellation. Obtain the reservation cancellation form. Obtain all details of the cancellation, arrival and departure, guest name, company name, name and this. And this is very important. Why? Because somebody can now say, but I called you to cancel. We've had that experience. I called to cancel. There was no evidence. Do you understand? There was no evidence. But if we have this, and there's an evidence that the person called to cancel, then we can effect the refund. And the time of calling for this particular cancellation should be recorded. I don't know if it's in the form, but it's important we put it there. So if the person called, yes, the time the person called, you should be able to tell the person that by calling by this time, this is less than 24 hours to your reservation time. Do you understand? So you will be charged. You will still be charged. It's at this point that you can explain to the person so that you don't take the cancellation. That when the person comes and says, give me my money. Do you understand? Don't put the hotel in a fix. So on your own, what's our cancellation policy? How many hours notice? At this point, our own cancellation policy. Then guest name, company name and telephone number, any other comments with regard to the cancellation. Record all details of the cancellation on the form. Reconfirm the details of the cancellation and the cancellation number. Do we have cancellation number? We should implement that, right? I think so.
The software will normally generate.
Okay, it will generate it.
Yeah.
Okay. Sign and date the cancellation. Cancel the original reservation because you can cancel with form and not forget to effect it on the system. So you should know that immediately you finish this, you should effect it. Obtain the original reservation correspondence. Attach the cancellation form to the existing one for the original booking. File the reservation in the respective file. Notify all necessary departments, especially those ones that are going to prepare food. That is all for the reservation procedure. Then the room type and number of rooms. Let's see. Deluxe room, executive, deluxe suite, executive suite. We may have to modify. Then what is NOGST?
Number of guests.
Okay, so one person making the reservation can be making it for 2 or 3 persons. Okay, so number of guests, we write it there, then the rate.
One person maybe a room with 4, maybe me and my wife, me and my
Okay. Okay, number of guests, yes, that is very true. And it might just be 1 room, but there can be 2 inside. Then the rate. Wait first.